All right, hey team, so what we want to do is take you through a few different videos and routines that you guys can do and kind of know how to use the facility a little bit. So Cam and I, we want to take you through a nice little TRX suspension trainer mobility routine. So this is great just to come in anytime, whether you're hitting balls beforehand, just to loosen up. We like this better than a static stretching thing. Doing some dynamic stuff is always going to be a lot better for us, get that blood flowing through the body. So what Cam's going to do first, he's going to let gravity do the work. He's just going to really sit back. And once he's down here, he's going to get a nice stretch through his low back. He's going to feel some through the shoulders and a little bit of lats. And he's going to take some nice, big, deep breaths. So in through the nose, out through the mouth. Breathe into any tight spots that you feel. I usually hang out here for either 5 to 10 deep breaths or 30 seconds or so. Then Cam's going to open up this way, allow the hips to turn as well, and really work on some T-spine rotation. He's going to potentially feel a lot more of a stretch through here. You might feel some on the bottom end too. Again, hold that for a second or two, come back to center, and then go back the same way, and then try to get a little more range. So we really want to try to rotate as far as we can. This is going to help us kind of really get into, for right-handed golfers, really eventually open things up through that whole side body. So again, he's going to do both sides, open up the other side, really big turn, and you'll start to notice that you maybe have one side that kind of moves a little bit better than the other, okay? And that's okay, that's normal. From there, once you do a few, and I'll usually do enough that until my body starts to feel a bit of a difference, okay? Cam's gonna do really big step backs now, so kind of like a lunge position, but he's gonna have the back leg a little bit straighter than normal, and then he's just gonna kind of sink in as much as he feel like he needs to. So he's gonna feel some quads, some hip. Again, you're gonna feel some potentially inner thigh in that lead leg. Hold that as long as you want, but then you're just gonna alternate at your own pace. At the same time, you're still getting a nice good reach through here. And you're just trying to create a lot of separation of that lower body, which is gonna be super important for us, okay? Once you're done that, what I like to do, because it's very difficult sometimes to kind of get into a nice good squat position. And as we get older, we wanna make sure those joints and muscles are just used to kind of getting into deeper ranges. They don't have to be, lifting heavy weight and stuff like that in the gym. So what Cam's gonna do is gonna walk forward a little bit. He's gonna lean back. And then from here, he's just gonna let the TRX assist him down into a nice deep squat. So from here, he's just gonna, you can hold that for a little bit, you can just rep it out. You can play around with your squat stance. I like to kind of keep a little bit wider versus narrow. And what we wanna make sure is that back stays nice and straight, not kind of rounded over. So as you go deep, we don't wanna get there. So he's gonna adjust where he needs to. Again, just keep leaning back, allowing gravity to do the work, get comfortable down there, okay? So that one, then he's gonna spin around, and he's gonna do some step throughs for his shoulder. So he's gonna step through with one arm. He's gonna really reach forward, get a nice good stretch through his lats and shoulders. Bit of a different move overhead than what we did with the first one we did. And just alternating back and forth. This is gonna be a great one for him just to kind of really open up and feel kind of a different stretch. Then he's gonna open up and do the same thing, but with chest. So now you're gonna feel more chest here, right through that front of the shoulder, biceps. And that's gonna be a really great one, alternating back and forth. Lastly, what we'll do is we'll get to this end range, and then Cam's gonna do some snow angels. So he's gonna kind of combine everything, bring those hands down, and then up overhead. And again, when you're doing these, we usually recommend like maybe 10 to 15 reps per, but do as many as you want to feel kind of the way you want to, right? So as soon as you start to, and maybe you wanna go through this 1 or 2 times, and the second time through, you're like, oh man, I feel a lot better. The blood flowing a little bit, maybe get a little bit of a sweat on, and you guys will be ready to hit some bombs, all right? So give that a go. That's how we use the TRX in the gym. A lot of other great exercises we can do with it, but hopefully you guys can give that a try and let us know how you do.